If you're over 50, what you eat matters more than ever. If you're carrying some extra pounds, then you're likely finding that your old ways of eating don't work anymore. Meaning you can't just eat anything you want and expect to feel well, stay lean, and have consistent energy. In this video, I'll take you through what I actually eat in a day to stay fit and energized. I'll also talk about why I choose the foods I consume. I'm Sandy, and I'm currently 56 years old. And well past 50 is about aging with intention, without extremes, gimmicks, or borrowed certainty. Before I start, I'm not a nutritionist. I do have a degree in kinesiology that included many physiology and nutrition courses. I've also worked as a personal trainer and coach. And as a lifelong athlete, avid learner, tester, and adapter, I possess a deep level of experience with diet, exercise, and core nutrition principles. As a final disclaimer, there is no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to nutrition. I can provide important information, but it's up to you to determine the formula that best suits your body, your life, and your goals. There is so much nutrition advice available these days, it's difficult to know what's what. Most nutrition advice falls into extremes. Strict diets, cut this, add that, track everything. It can be exhausting. And then there's the vague advice like just eat a healthy diet. This one is extremely problematic since each of us has a different idea of what healthy eating looks like or what slick food marketing would lead us to believe. For instance, protein donuts are healthy now? Really? In my 20s and 30s, I could get away with a lot. Higher calories, a ton of processed food, more alcohol and caffeine, and little to no meal planning. Those days are long gone. Now more than ever, what I eat and when directly affects my energy, my recovery, my mood, and my body composition. So instead of chasing diets and fads, I focus on a way of eating that I can actually maintain. Before I get into specific foods and meals, here's a quick 4-point framework I follow. 1. Adequate amounts of daily protein is a goal because it supports muscle function, recovery, and satiety. I aim for a consistent intake across the day. I'm not going to get into grams per serving, as this is a different amount for each person based upon health, body composition, exercise routines, and fitness goals. 2. I eat real food most of the time. And by real food, I mean whole foods like fruits, vegetables, legumes, and raw nuts and seeds. The rest of what I consume is minimally processed, so foods like oats, rice, tofu, non-dairy yogurt, etc. Again, I don't aim for perfection with every meal. I can't make everything from scratch, but a good rule of thumb is this: the less manufactured and ultra-processed food, the better. 3. I keep it simple. To reduce overwhelm or decision fatigue, I have similar meals throughout the week. For example, I have about a dozen dinner options that I rotate. About once a week, I make something new or more labor-intensive to keep from getting bored. My famous veggie lasagna, for instance. So good, but damn does it take a long time to make. And 4, I eat in a way I can sustain. If you take on a diet that is extreme, restrictive, or unsatisfying, you're going to fail. Likewise, if you eat an unhealthy diet of junk food, your health is going to suffer. Ultimately, food is your fuel and your foundation. You are literally built from the nutrients you consume. So what happens when you eat nutrient-deficient foods? Approximately 80% of the food products in modern supermarkets did not exist 50 years ago. Let that sink in. 80%. The vast majority of items found in grocery stores today are manufactured for convenience and profit, with nutritional consideration typically being less important, if at all. What has 50 years of manufactured food done for us? Well, in North America, obesity rates have tripled in adults and children. There's been a surge in diabetes rates and chronic health conditions, and mental health has plummeted. Are the two things connected? I know there are many other contributing factors to declining health, but there is plenty of science linking poor health to high fat, high sugar, nutrient-deficient foods. Years ago, I made the decision to eat a simpler, nutrient-rich diet because I want my health span to match my lifespan. I have witnessed firsthand friends and family suffering with chronic health conditions. Now, does eating well guarantee good health? Not necessarily, but it certainly lowers my chances of getting sick as I age. So what do I eat during a typical day? For breakfast, which I never skip, I load up on carbs, fiber, fruit, and protein. An example would be fermented oats with strawberries, banana, ground flaxseed, and on my weight training days, a scoop of super clean plant-based protein powder. I know, protein powder is a manufactured food. But since I don't eat meat and I work out most days, I need the powder to fill the gaps when I can't get enough protein from natural sources. I use North Coast Naturals organic hemp protein. It's 100% certified organic, non-GMO hemp. It's easily digestible and is rich in magnesium and iron. I'm not sponsored by this company. I'm mentioning them because it's a product I like and use. There are others. You do your research. For lunch, I'll have something like a rice or quinoa bowl with tofu, vegetables, greens, and avocado, and coconut aminos for a dressing. I'll also add some kimchi or sauerkraut because ferments are great for gut health. That covers me for carbs, protein, and fat. And it's delicious, so I love eating it. For a snack, I like yogurt and fruit with raw nuts and seeds. Again, I choose a healthy non-dairy yogurt with few ingredients, or I make my own variation with coconut milk and chia seeds. I'm also currently tinkering with a black bean protein ball recipe that I'll share once I perfect it. And finally for dinner, I usually keep it simple. Some form of carbs like rice, potatoes, or pasta. For proteins, I'll typically add beans. Some alternatives are soy curls and tofu. To top it off, I'll add a lot of organic vegetables and greens. This portion of the meal accounts for half the serving size or more. In future posts, I'll get into specific recipes, ingredients, and portion sizes, as well as optimal times to eat and not eat. The last part of the daily routine is hydration. Currently, I'm doing a deep dive into hydration. I'm learning some new things that I think will be vital to share with you. So for now, just know that drinking water that isn't from a plastic container is important. I avoid caffeine and alcohol as they have a diuretic effect on the body, meaning they increase water removal. In plain English, you pee more. My eating routine isn't complex, but that's the point. At this age and stage, sustainability beats complexity. The goal isn't to eat perfectly, it's to eat in a way that supports your health and longevity while enjoying what you consume. The key is to find a way of eating that supports your health, your energy, and your lifestyle, and then stick with it. If you want more of this kind of work, you're welcome to subscribe. New videos come out regularly. Thanks for being here.